You've heard the story, a monument to eternal love built by a heartbroken emperor for his beloved queen. But what if that story was a lie? What if behind the gleaming marble walls of the Taj Mahal lies a secret so explosive it's been buried for centuries? Today, we're pulling back the curtain on one of history's most iconic wonders. And what you're about to discover will change everything you thought you knew. Most people believe the Taj Mahal was built by Emperor Shah Jahan as a tomb for his beloved wife Mumtaz Mahal after she died in childbirth. It's a beautiful love story that's been told for centuries. But what if this romantic tale was created to cover up something far more sinister? What if the real story involves stolen architecture, mass murder, and a conspiracy that reaches the highest levels of the Mughal Empire? Let me start with something that will blow your mind. The construction of the Taj Mahal officially began in 1632 and took 22 years to complete. But here's what they don't tell you in history books. Archaeological evidence suggests that parts of the structure existed long before Shah Jahan ever laid claim to it. Some researchers believe the Taj Mahal was originally a Hindu temple complex that was seized and converted into what we see today. Think about it logically. How does one man, even an emperor, manage to create something so architecturally perfect in just 2 decades? The precision of the marble inlays, the mathematical perfection of the proportions, the advanced engineering of the dome structure. These aren't innovations that happen overnight. They represent centuries of architectural evolution. But here's where the story gets really dark. According to local legends that have been passed down through generations, Shah Jahan didn't just repurpose an existing structure. He allegedly ordered the massacre of the original architects and craftsmen to ensure that nothing like the Taj Mahal could ever be built again. Imagine the horror of creating something so beautiful, only to have your life taken to preserve its uniqueness. Now, let's talk about Mumtaz Mahal herself. The official story tells us she was Shah Jahan's 3rd wife and that he was devastated by her death. But historical records paint a very different picture. Mumtaz Mahal died in 1631, giving birth to her 14th child, 14 children. This wasn't a romantic love story. This was a political alliance where a woman was essentially used as a breeding machine for the empire. The timing is suspicious too. Construction of the Taj Mahal began just 1 year after her death. For a project of this magnitude, that's impossibly fast. The planning, the resource gathering, the workforce organization, these things take years to arrange. Unless, of course, the structure was already there waiting to be repurposed. Here's another secret they never mention in tourist guides. The Taj Mahal sits on the banks of the Yamuna River, and beneath it lies a network of underground chambers that have never been fully explored. The Archaeological Survey of India has consistently refused to allow comprehensive excavation of these areas. What are they hiding down there? Some researchers believe these chambers contain evidence of the structure's true origins. The mathematical precision of the Taj Mahal is often celebrated as a triumph of Mughal engineering. But when you examine the details closely, something doesn't add up. The architectural style incorporates elements that are distinctly Hindu and Buddhist, not Islamic. The lotus motifs carved into the marble, the symbolic positioning relative to celestial bodies, the use of specific geometric patterns. These aren't accidents or artistic choices. They're evidence of the structure's original purpose. Let's examine the workforce that built the Taj Mahal. Official records claim that 20,000 workers were employed in its construction. But here's what's truly chilling. After the project was completed, there are no records of these workers being paid or returning to their families. Local folklore suggests they were all killed to preserve the secrets of the construction. Whether this is true or not, the complete absence of worker records from such a massive project is highly suspicious. The marble used in the Taj Mahal tells its own story. While most people believe it came from the quarries of Makrana in Rajasthan, geological analysis reveals that some of the marble has compositions that don't match those quarries. This suggests that parts of the structure, particularly the interior chambers, were constructed using marble from different sources, possibly centuries earlier. Shah Jahan's own actions after completing the Taj Mahal raise serious questions about his true motivations. Instead of living peacefully and visiting his wife's tomb regularly, he became increasingly paranoid and aggressive. He began planning an even more elaborate black marble mausoleum for himself across the river. This doesn't sound like a man at peace after honoring his wife's memory. This sounds like someone trying to cover up a guilty conscience. The inscription on the Taj Mahal is another piece of the puzzle. While beautiful, the Quranic verses chosen are oddly generic for a personal memorial. They speak of paradise and divine judgment, but nothing specifically personal about Mumtaz Mahal or their relationship. Compare this to other Mughal tombs, which often include intimate personal details about the deceased. The impersonal nature of the Taj Mahal's inscriptions suggests it wasn't originally designed as a personal memorial. Here's something that will shock you about the construction timeline. The main dome of the Taj Mahal required engineering techniques that weren't supposedly developed until decades later. The double dome construction, the precise weight distribution, the acoustic properties of the interior. These innovations appear nowhere else in Mughal architecture of that period. How do you explain such a massive leap in engineering capability appearing once and never being replicated? The symmetry of the Taj Mahal is often praised as perfect, but it's actually not. There's one deliberate asymmetry that most visitors never notice. Shah Jahan's tomb inside the structure is positioned slightly off-center from Mumtaz Mahal's. According to the official story, this is because his tomb was added later when he died. But some researchers believe this asymmetry existed from the beginning, suggesting the structure was designed for different purposes entirely. Water features around the Taj Mahal reveal another layer of mystery. The complex hydraulic system that feeds the fountains and reflecting pools shows evidence of multiple construction phases. Some channels appear much older than others, and the engineering style varies significantly. This isn't consistent with a single construction project completed over 22 years. It suggests a site that was developed and redeveloped over centuries. The political context surrounding the Taj Mahal's construction is equally suspicious. Shah Jahan was consolidating power and needed a symbol of his divine authority. What better way than to claim credit for creating the world's most beautiful building? The narrative of eternal love served perfectly to legitimize his rule and distract from the brutal realities of Mughal conquest. Archaeological surveys using ground-penetrating radar have detected anomalies beneath the Taj Mahal that suggest extensive underground structures. These findings have never been publicly released in detail, and requests for more thorough investigation have been consistently denied. The official explanation is preservation concerns, but many researchers believe there's something down there that would fundamentally challenge the accepted history. The craftsmanship inside the Taj Mahal shows techniques that were supposedly lost to time. The pietra dura inlay work displays mastery that exceeds even Renaissance Italian examples from the same period. The precision of the marble cutting, the complexity of the floral patterns, the seamless integration of semi-precious stones. This level of skill doesn't appear suddenly in historical record, it evolves over generations. Temperature regulation inside the Taj Mahal demonstrates advanced understanding of thermal dynamics that wasn't formally documented until much later. The structure remains cool in summer and warm in winter through passive design elements. While impressive for 17th century Mughal architecture, these techniques were already ancient in Hindu temple construction. The astronomical alignments of the Taj Mahal reveal knowledge of celestial mechanics that goes beyond what Mughal court astronomers were known to possess. The structure's orientation, the positioning of specific architectural elements, the way sunlight enters different chambers throughout the year. These aren't coincidences. They represent sophisticated understanding of astronomy and mathematics. Documentation from the period shows suspicious gaps in the construction records. For a project that supposedly cost the equivalent of billions in today's currency, the financial records are remarkably incomplete. There are no detailed contracts with suppliers, no comprehensive worker payrolls, no itemized accounts of materials purchased. For an empire known for meticulous record-keeping, this absence is telling. The truth about the Taj Mahal may be far more complex than the romantic story we've been told. whether it was built from scratch by Shah Jahan or repurposed from an existing structure, whether the workers were killed or simply returned home, whether Mumtaz Mahal was truly the inspiration or merely a convenient narrative. These questions challenge everything we thought we knew about one of the world's most famous monuments. What's certain is that powerful interests have worked for centuries to preserve the official narrative. The romantic story of the Taj Mahal serves tourism, national pride, and historical convenience. But beneath that beautiful facade may lie secrets that would rewrite our understanding of Indian history, Mughal power, and the true cost of creating something so magnificent that it continues to captivate the world nearly 4 centuries later. The next time you see images of the Taj Mahal, remember that you're not just looking at a monument to love. You might be looking at evidence of one of history's greatest cover-ups, hidden in plain sight for everyone to see.